I'm gonna have some coffee that I made this morning. I put into a sweet tea container to confuse myself. I like to carry around some iced coffee once in a while. So I figured today would be a nice day to go outside and talk to my friends, the ducks. How are you guys doing? What's going on in your world? As per usual, if you don't know me, I'm Zen, and you are you. I would wait a couple minutes before I start talking about anything, because I usually wait for some people to show up because I don't like to repeat too many things during a show. So, and people will come, they come leisurely strolling in whenever they feel like it. Usually because they don't get notifications, or, hey, I don't know where they are. Where do you live? What are you doing? Who's here? Let's talk about some things. As the title suggested, we're going to talk about abstraction, a parody, novelty theory, people that have become characters of themselves, and I think that, and satire, and how the pretty much everything that we're looking at in the world is novelty theory. What's novelty theory? We'll discuss this in a moment or two when some people show up. Who is here? Would you like to say hello? You can. You're allowed to type, and I'll read it over here. However, I cannot type because I'm on my cell phone. It does not allow for such things. Let's just let my hair dry a little bit. How's your day going? What's going on? There'll be no dead air. Just keep talking. Say something. Fill up the space. No, I won't. Well, I guess nobody shows up. Whatever. Maybe people don't know that I'm doing shows again because I had to take some time off due to YouTube putting my channel in hock. But as I was talking about yesterday, I think it was good because it's Mercury retrograde, so communication doesn't work that well. But we'll talk about here. Let's talk about the world as a parody. Like, you see things that you go, that's not real. But yes, it is. Yes, it is. You ever see somebody that's so much of a character? They're playing a character of themselves, playing a character. You know what I mean? Like, their ego is so much that they just get into that, and they're like somebody like Robert Downey Jr. Like, is he like that all the time? Like, or is he just played Robert Downey Jr.? That ego shell thing is, which, you know what? Whatever. I think it's hilarious. I think whatever he's doing, I think it's pretty awesome. I don't know him as a person. I can't really tell you, but as far as I can tell, it's pretty funny to look at. But the world as a whole, it's like now that everybody, maybe it's that so many people have YouTubes and TikToks, and everybody's got some sort of media, right? Like before, to say media, you were talking about 8, 10, 13, HBO, ESPN, you know what I mean? You were talking about a few channels, and it was like, you were on TV, and that was a thing. And then even when the internet came around, like, you know, even at the beginning of YouTube, you weren't media personality. You weren't some social media influencer or something. You know, there was a great divide between what was considered, this is what we're looking at, and here's the influence of, oh, I don't know, these idiots that now are boxing against professional boxers. You know, it's quite hilarious, right? There's like the divide between what used to be considered media and what isn't, and what was kind of just like, okay, this is here's the people watching the show. Here's the people that are amateurs. No, now there's no clear distinction, because there are some people that are popular that suck, and some people that are not popular that are really like, that they should be popular. They should be media. They should be influencers. But there's such a it's like a sea of insanity that, like, the people that are trying to become something, they're becoming these, like, they're out there doing like Jackass. They're out there doing some of, like, the most insanely, what are you doing? Like, like Terrence McKenna, the I Ching, Novelty Theory, Satire and Parody of years ago was a joke about taking something to some extent. And that was what comedy was. Take something to the nth degree of just making a really crazy, they say truth is stranger than fiction. Oh, but it is. I mean, it always was the idea of, like, what our actual history is, and it's obviously, but now, like, everybody has found this. Everyone is on social media, so everybody thinks they have a say in the matter, a say in what's going on, and they're trying to influence and sway everybody else. It's this whole pot of, and it's like, but it's a bunch of idiots trying to sway other idiots. Before, it was just the media controlling the flow of information technology to people. It's not that the major league media isn't doing that anymore, because it still does. It still controls the flow of information. But it's like we have so many people now that it's a parody, and is parody paradoxical? Satire doesn't really exist anymore. Like, comedy is literally you could just turn it on. It's like, just randomly go to a YouTube video and you'll find some reason that it's completely funny. And most of the time it's not. For, like, some people are trying to do some serious stuff, you're like, that is funny. Like, they're really trying to do that. What's up, Divine? Divine Dispenser. Yeah, I don't really care about all. See, like, that media stuff, like that kind of stuff. I don't pay attention to any of the major media, because I know it's all fallacy. I don't really care at all about those kind of things. I don't even know who that is, and I don't, because I know it's all scripted nonsense. Anyways, they're all actors completely. At the highest level, they're all actors. There's no differentiation from people in politics, than professional sports, than actors. They're the same thing. They're just following a script. Yeah. What's up, Colin Carey? Yeah. But now the interesting thing is that the lower levels. This is I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were saying, "Oh, everybody you just named, they're a bunch of comedians. They're all part of the media." Like, yeah, everyone's part of the media, but, like, at what there is, dare I say, degrees to it. There's degrees of how much on are you producing it? Are you writing the script, or, like, do you, like, you influencing the script, or are you just, like, these people that have their one-off YouTube channels and whatever, like, they're just out there saying what they want to say, and most of them are influenced by, well, I read this scientific journal, I watched CNN, and then I watched Fox, and we're going to talk about CNN and Fox. So they're not, no one's, like, in their ear, like, yo, you gotta, this is the script, and this is what we're doing, but they're gonna say it anyways, and they're just repeating what the repeaters were repeating off of something. So they're just parroting something. So they're a parody. Parroting the parody of paradoxes. Yes, I'm gonna keep doing this because my hair's wet. I don't feel like getting, because I had a really nasty knot in the back. Not that I wouldn't knot my hair out, but it was just a big chunky one. I had to comb that out. I don't want that to happen again. Anyways, so yeah, the novelty theory that 2012, the end of the Mayan calendar, the I Ching, the time wave zero. Novelty theory is that there's nothing new that can be done, and then everything just became, like, just a complete bizarro world, clown circus abstraction. I couldn't even imagine living in like it's it's funny enough living in New Orleans, which is already an amazingly hilarious city, but for a different reason. People just they don't bat an eye at crazy stuff. Like in New York, it's a different kind of crazy. New York is like because it's so busy, you have to go out of your way to, hey, look at me, to get in the door anywhere, do anything. Here, people are just themselves and they're just comfortable with it. But there's just like living in those crazy places. It's different kinds of crazy. What is normal crazy? What is crazy crazy? Like, there are people that are like, oh, that person's a little cuckoo, and then there's people that are like completely out the box, out of their mind, crazy AF, right? So, yeah, characters of characters. Like, you see people like now that it's like everyone is out in clown makeup. It's Halloween every day. A friend of mine used to talk about this all the time. Like, she would go to her job and she doesn't wear makeup. She doesn't need to. She's really pretty, but she just doesn't wear makeup. She's like, everybody gets dressed up to go to work. Like, they put this thing on and they're like it's Halloween. They put makeup on, they put the clothes on, and they just look like, well, that's the part. It's like dress for the part that you want, not the one that you have. No, you're actually all just dressed up for a clown circus, and it's Halloween every day. That the only time that it isn't Halloween is actually on Halloween when every girl can dress up to be what she wants. A slutty nurse. Hey, I go for it. You know what? You should want to help everyone out and also be a slut, I guess, because that would help people out, right? I mean, what? Who doesn't dress up as they would rather be during Halloween? The only time it doesn't really happen, like I some people just go to bizarre extents, but they're dressing up some fantasy. But no, people every day dress up not as a fantasy, but like to go to their whatever their jobs are, like dressing up. Like, would anybody really dress up to like? Do you need to dress up to go to work at McDonald's? Like, really? Like, shouldn't you just be able to walk in there and somebody's just wearing their jeans and a t-shirt? Like, of course. I mean, what do I think you're some professional because you have a little emblem there and you're like, I see I've seen you in the back smoking weed, you know, I see what I honor. Like, I get it. Like, I see your broken down car over there. I know where you live. I know the life you live. You're not a professional. Like, you're just, So, but everybody tries to dress up and play. It's a big ass circus. It's a big carnival of cuckoo. The crazies always ran the asylum, but like now it's, what, these people that are in politics and what, how many of them are not on some kind of drugs, and are they, back to the crazy stuff, fringe stuff, are they some of them CGI? Are some of them puppets, like literal? Are they robots? I mean, to what degree do these people, and even if they do exist, like if they've been in politics for that long, what do you think they're doing? What are they doing? Like, every day of their life, do they have a moment where they're like, hey, this is what I really want to do. This is just. Do they have any interests? Like, do you remember like Coming to America when Eddie Murphy was talking to the chick and he's like, oh, what do you like? Oh, whatever you like. Bark like a dog. Like, I'm groomed to be the queen to do anything you want. Like, and people in politics, like, what do they want? Do they have any other than wanting to have money or some sort of control or something? Did they really want anything else? I mean, at some time I'm sure in their life they did, but like, what would you really do if you had your druthers? What a fun word. uh, Colin Carey, yeah, it certainly is. That's what it is. It's the same knot. That's what it's for. And so the boss can say, get over here and pull you. Go watch old movies. Like, what do you think it's for? Sole purpose. That's why. That's why. Like, even the, they say, oh, the bow tie. It's so, but no, the bow tie was of a higher class, right? You go to these parties. You're not wearing a suit and tie. You're wearing a bow tie because people can't do that. It's a it's considered classy. But yeah, that's what it was. That's certainly what it was. I mean, who would ever like? Let's talk about how obscene and backwards the dress that people wear are clothing. Why would a man put pants on? You have a set of testicles, penis. It's right there in the middle, but you wear pants that come to the V in the middle. And where does that supposed to sit? So if you look into a lot of other cultures, women would wear pants. That would be correct for what they should wear, and men would wear what would be called like a skirt or a tunic or a find another culture and they're wearing like what would look like a dress, Japanese, Indian, African, because that's what's loose, like a kimono. They just think of it as like an Asian geisha woman wearing that. No, that was like a man's dress. That's what a man would wear. And so we're so backwards, like to the point, like who would have thought to put a suit on? For what reason? What a suit is for what? What's comfortable about a suit? It makes you. It's for what? The suit is military, basically. In this corporate military, it did see, and well, look, a man in a suit. Why does a woman love a man in a suit? Because she can tell him what to do. For real. Oh, look at that. Got this cool little thing here for my foot, for my feetsies. One of the best things you get in the world right here. A little crunchy, foot crunchy thing getter. So if you see me playing around like this, I'm getting little crunches out of my feet. Yeah. So yeah, the things that the way that everyone dresses is so away from what would be comfortable and what would be normal. You would consider a fashion and form follows function. Fashion and form follows function. If something's functional, then its form will imply how fashionable it is. It will form itself to the function it provides. And the function that a pair of pants provides for a man is he's got to walk around and kind of adjust his stuff and move this. And when he sits down, where's your stuff going? And like, what side do I put this on? It doesn't make a lot of sense. But to make somebody uncomfortable. Why would you what am I going to do today? I'm going to put a noose around my neck and tie it real tight. Why would anybody do that? There's not a lot of that. You go to a village, go to a tribe. Third world, so stupid, crazy people, right? Could you have ever imagined them thinking that it was a good idea to put a noose around their neck and wear pants? They'd get a chuckle out of that. They'd be awfully confused. Now we live in a place where, hey, who knows? It's anybody's ball game. What you're gonna see, what you're gonna get. I mean, I'm all for color your hair, pierce your nose, your ears, lengthen your neck. We'll do anything you want. I don't, modify your body. I don't really care. It's not. Some of it completely outlandish and bizarre, and like there's no, it's become a parody. Yes, but you know what I mean. You can go make your hair pink. I think that's dope. Go ahead, wear makeup every day, dress up every day however you want, dress up like you're in a tribe. Go for it. I don't really care. I think it's awesome. I have nothing against it. However, we have to accept that culture it's It's, it's, it's like the birthing process of a freedom of culture, of self-identification. If you Once you allow your kid to pick his own clothes, his or her own clothes, it's not going to be good at first. It's going to be really strange. And right now, you see people go, I can do anything I want. I can dress any way I want. And all this is what I'm going to do. This is how I identify myself. Okay. It's like watching a kid just put on, like, they're just falling off bicycles. They just took their training wheels off, and they have no idea how to. Nothing matches. Nothing makes any sense. There's no rhyme, reason, or coordination to any of their thoughts. Like, people right now, they're like, okay, you think whatever you want and do whatever you want. They're like, I'll just do all this. It's like watching children just like, they don't know how to tie their shoes. They don't know how to put their clothes on right. They poop their pants sometimes. They always look a mess. They can't form complex opinions based upon, they can't go through this critical thinking thing. They don't have it. But on the bright side, at least they're getting there. Fall off your bike, dress like an idiot. I think that's great. It's like as much as you complain about people wearing a mask or whatever, at least you know where they are. At least you know what they're dealing with. Yeah, okay. I see you. Self-improvement is masturbation. I like that, Colin. I've seen the movie, but not enough it's quotable. A lot of people love the movie, love it, love it, love it. I don't love it, love it. I think it's a great movie, but I just yeah, but it's probably up there for me, probably in the same area as American Psycho. I think I've seen them both about the same amount of times, and I think they're both great, but I couldn't really quote anything out of it. I get the idea. But yeah, the self-improvement is masturbation. I think that's a very much akin to what Alan Watts would say, right? Like, who's improving the self? If you think yourself is the ego and the ego is self, and you want yourself to improve yourself, then how could you improve yourself if yourself is the thing that's broken? It's circular logic. It's circle jerking. It's masturbation. Yeah. I mean, there is no improving yourself. It's just redefining, reorganizing things. Be whatever you want. Do it however you like. I mean, certainly there are things to be improved, but that goes into Zen, the art of motorcycle maintenance. What is quality? You can't really, like, if you look at a piece of artwork, you know what quality is. You can't tell me what it is, because there's some abstract art that is really good, and there's some very that's technical that's really good, and then there's some that could be technical that's garbage, and some that's how do you can't define quality. You can't really, but certainly, like, how to bake a cake. There's a proper way to bake a cake. Patty cake. And then there's not, and that just didn't work, did it? Let's go put some ice in there. Yeah, Colin Carey. I never. That's a really great quote. Self-improvement is masturbation. Well, flip it around. Is masturbation self-improvement? I'm gonna do a whole video on that for you guys. I'll just touch on it here. So you got this one's don't masturbate school, the no fappers. Oh, just making me say that makes me feel like a total chode, like a chunky chode. And then you have the tantric self-expression Taoist sexual practice people that sex is life, is art, is exploration of expanding consciousness. Wildly different fields of thought, obviously. One is self-cultivating and internal and repression of the lower base desires, and one is, well, life is life, let's just explore it and enjoy this together. I lean towards that, because I've the other thing, it's not, I get what it's for. They're militant about it, and it's no bueno. It's no good. It's good sometimes for some people, but they don't understand the difference between the masculine and feminine use of it, and cycling of energies and all. Like they're not. They think they're just gonna become like, oh, they're doing it egotistically. They want to be better. They want to be better than they are. They want to be better than you. It's like, it's the same. The no fappers think they're better than you, just like the vegans think they're better than you. It's cults, man. But the thing is about the people that are practicing like tantric sex and enjoying each other, and like they really don't have much judgment. They're like, do what you want to do. A little happier way to be, huh? It's not so much. It must be this way. It's all. You know what? The funny, the no fap. Like women never say fap, but could you imagine being women saying don't masturbate? Like that's the dumbest thing ever. I get why men shouldn't be masturbating all the time, but there's a certain reason to. Nonetheless, so I'll do a whole video on that. Yeah, I've done some before. They might have got lost in the shuffle, and because all of my videos are pretty much under my my hidden category right now. Yeah, what else? Masturbation is liberation. Shouldn't you master your own bation? Don't even masturbate. People like that are. It's like people get into that kind of thing, and then they're like, screw technology and live off grid, and I'm like, you're on a cell phone using solar panels. You certainly are connected to the system, and you're on the grid. Stop it. Stop acting like you're going back to meet your ancestors that came out of caves. As far as I can tell, the closest thing I can see to ancestors were of a higher consciousness, higher understanding, technologically advanced. I don't see them like in a cave, in a fucking cabin, like off grid with solar panels that are very, very disgusting to. Well, Finn. Yeah, identity. It's a ting, boy. Yeah. Just say like, okay, hey, if you don't want to, what up, Finn? Yeah, if you don't want to have, if you want to live away from a lot of people and be as far away from, the pollution of cars and noises and 5G and everything else. And I'm all for that. And if you want to live, using wood rather than all of the other elements in a building, you don't like air conditioning, you don't like, and I'm all for that. But don't claim all this like off grid whatever. No, then go ahead and live. Put your phone down, throw it out. Don't use solar panels. And go back to not using any tools. And don't tell me how you built everything. Because then you might have to explore the idea that you used a generator and you bought tools to make. You didn't make the tools from scratch. So we have to get into all that game, But if you want to, go for it. Get back to self, whatever that is. If you think self is the essence of self is sitting and staring at the wall in a cave and being Buddha, becoming the Siddhartha, you know what I mean? What did Siddhartha do? How many times do you got to repeat that story to people? After he came to enlightenment, what did he do? He went and shared it because he had to. He still had to be part of culture. It's like, oh, okay, now I get it now. Oh, I'm supposed to share this. I'm a bridge worker. That's the whole thing. Can't just be. I mean, you can go live in a cave, have fun. Tell me all about it. Oh wait, I won't see you because you'll forget how to speak and you just start drilling in yourself. You'll be like, in complete ecstasy. Yeah, obviously being completely drowned out and addicted to a phone and reliant 100% on all of technology, like if I don't have my TV, I'm gonna go insane. If I don't have but there are things that if it's cold out, whether you like it or not, a jacket is a tool, is a technology. The way you would prefer a jacket. Yeah, that's just what it is. So there are things that in culture in your life that are, it's nice to have. It's a nice little thing to have. It's nice to have things. Don't let see. It's just it's a simple thing. Don't let those things own you. But at the same time, hey, what's the function? The other day, a couple months back, the power went out, but it was during a time that they were trying to go push that whole like no push everything to digital. Like here, you got to use your card. So a lot of stores were like, oh, we don't accept cash right now. And when I go to the store, and the store is like, the power's out because there was a hurricane, lines were down, blah blah blah. It was like a week, so like no AC, throw all the food out, like it was a mess, right? Go to the store, and they're like, oh, we only take cash. I was like, but I was here yesterday, and you only took credit cards, and you wouldn't. And so I've been to places where I had cash on me because like, oh, I guess I don't want to bring my card with me. And like, oh, we only take card. I was like, and go one time I go out and I got card on me. They're like, oh, we only take cash. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, so how do I acquire the thing that I need here? So what tool would I need? I have one. Do you accept what violence? Hey, how about a handy in the bathroom? Can I grab some eggs? Oh man. Yeah, Finn, cash please. Yeah. Hey, I don't know. I don't think that I think that the idea of a token of some sort to replace use as a tool of exchange is the right thing. I don't think the digital thing is the right move for a lot of reasons. Because if electricity goes down, it's already happened many times in many places. They're already playing with it to see what happens. Like they hit a button and erase everyone's bank accounts. It's that easy. They could erase anything they want. They could add to it. They could whatever. What are you gonna do about it? A piece of paper. If there's some sort of trading system, and here's the problem with it too that I found is how do you tip someone? The woman that cleans my hotel room. How do I tip her? I put okay. The guy's busking. What am I hand him my credit card? I can't. He doesn't. I can't. So people. I can't just listen to people play music. Do art. I can't. How am I gonna buy their art? Everybody got to be on. I gotta give you a card to buy some art in the corner. What if someone's selling? What if somebody's doing magic tricks? How do I tip them? What about the guy? What about the guy that's just down on his luck? The homeless dude. How do you help him? I'm not gonna give him my credit card. What kind of insane to do? He's got to walk around with a credit card machine now. It's like there's so many. I think the obviously a plastic card to get something. I think that's a great unit of a way to exchange something, but I don't think that has to be the only way. And I don't think cash needs to be the only way. I think there's many of ways to exchange energy. Yeah. Are you talking about me losing my shit? Where I'm just like, no, I think because I'm just so used to the insanity of it. I'm just like, okay. There was a few times during people wearing masks that kind of like did the thing where they had a mask on and I didn't, and then like would run up to me and take their mask off to tell me to put my mask on. Those times I was like, you're all up in my space. You were over there, and now you're chasing me over here to tell me to put a mask on. Will you take your mask off and get within your that was those times were close to me, like really like just going. And they are completely 100% without question, absolutely in the wrong. It's not even a debatable scenario. See if there's wrong and right in the world. That's more wrong than punting a puppy through a field goal for no, at halftime of the Jets game. Just go out in the field and just punt a puppy through the field goal. That I might be able to find a reason that was a good idea. Yeah. Well, oh well. Now it's nice. Now it's interesting. I'm wondering now that this is summer. I'm wondering now they've loosened up all the mandates. Um, how many people are going to end up like passing out and dying in public? Because it's like 95 out. Like today, I think it's about 93 so far. Haven't been outside yet, but um, and I see people biking and running with masks on. And I'm like, I wonder how soon that's gonna cause a big problem. Like how many times? How often do they have to stop? Are they running as far? Are they running farther? Are they getting dizzy? Are they about to pass out? I've already seen some weird shit happen with people with masks on, like tripping and falling and like doing shit that like, I know they're not drunk. I live in a city where I see drunks fall over all the time, but you can see it. They're stumbling around. They're drunk. No, this person has a mask on. They're keen on. They got things. Their business, and they're yeah, stumbling all over the place. Swimming with the mask on? Oh, that's no way. Which means they probably shower with it on too. Wow. I've not seen that. My pool, no, I've not seen that. Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, there's a couple reasons in the pool that would be kind of weird because you're like that would be like jumping in the pool with if that's so filthy and toxic, right? Why do I want that in the water that I'm in? It'd be like a baby wearing a shitty diaper in a pool. It's not a good idea, right? It'd be like filthy, right? Oh, anybody here, I'll let you know in the background and in the future. I didn't know how long the show was going to go for. Um, we are celebrating my birthday, sort of, because I was unable to do a show for my birthday, so I'm doing a couple random shows here, celebrating happy birthday to me. Yes, I am well older than you think I am. 42, I think, according to the sun calendar thingy, that Gregorian thing. I don't know. However that works. Yeah. So and if you're either educated or entertained or want to buy me a birthday gift, you can do that. Because I had to take 2 weeks off, so I wasn't making any money, which kind of was probably a pretty big problem. But yeah, you can also gift to me or just donate because I'm awesome, or buy me a beer or buy me a gift, whatever. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. It's beneath TsarXen. Cash App, PayPal, same thing. Make sure you capitalize the X. I do appreciate it. Yeah. You got yeah because they didn't want to be the one to say like because they didn't want to be the one to be well I'm on the insane person side. Oh no, I think it's a there's somebody that I was hanging out with the other day who was talking about we were talking about masks and stuff. She said to me that like there was a time she was wearing two masks. And she's like, well, it wasn't for me. It was because my grandmother's old and da 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 da. I was like, oh. I was like, you know what? I was like, if I knew you when you were doing that, I was like, there would be no way that we would be having a conversation right now. Like, there'd be no way in a million years that me and you would be talking. Because it's funny, because she doesn't seem like the person to be, you know. But so be it. Nonetheless, headed off. Good conversation, good time, cool person, bugged out. Super champion, Rocka. What's up, man? Well, I appreciate it, super champion. Yeah, let it be, let it be, let it be. Yeah, that's where I was with the whole thing. It's like people like testing you, and they're not doing it on purpose, but they just get away with it with other people. Where like their unique attitude, just other people will let that slide. It's kind of like you ever see people, you ever see the comments on the internet, and it's like some twerpy kid saying some shit that they would never say in real life. But then you see sometimes in real life, like, or they're on Xbox, and they're talking all this shit, and you're like, then you see a couple of these videos on YouTube's of kids like that they forgot that they're not in a video game and it's actually real life, and then they're gonna catch hands. Yeah, those. See, it's like you kind of just want to go. I'm gonna be a bigger person here. I'm not gonna let this get to me. It must be. And other times it's like, it's like, you are testing the wrong one right now. Like, why are you doing this? Like, I get it. Like, it's they're projecting something. Obviously, I get psychologically what it is. They're projecting something from post-traumatic stress disorder, earlier life traumas, other relationships they have. I mean, we all do it, but they're doing it to quite a big degree. But then you're like, but if I'm going to let them do this, they're going to do it to somebody else. But am I going to be the asshole to like, okay, here's this twerpy little, like, he's just acting out? Because I'm like, yeah, but you think anyone else is going to, when does he stop doing that? Because I had a friend he was a midgety guy, and he always he's I just wonder if early in his life he would have got like fucking punched in the face once, if he wouldn't have been like such an arrogant, egotistical prick. And I always thought, like, somebody should have slapped his ass. Somebody should have slapped him in his face. Maybe it would have helped him. It's like being humbled, right? Like when you play sports, you get humbled often, and you learn certain things. Like, I think I'm nice playing football. I know I'm nice, but how many times, like, you just get your shit wrecked, just yard sale, just crushed. How many times you playing basketball and somebody dunk on you, or just something in sports, like, where you just think you're not, and you're like, oops, you get checked real quick. Wrestling with people, you just find out, oops, guess I'm not as good as I thought I was, and it humbles you. Same thing with like verbal jiu-jitsu, verbal kung fu. You get humbled doing it. But some of these kids, they never had it. Because they don't know. They never been. They had, their upbringing is all fucked up. What are you gonna do? That's the toughest. That's the gray area of the world. That's how do you deal with that? Is it worth your time? Like, patient. I watched a couple videos the other day. Was on like the YouTube shorts, like the short, like 15-second videos. One was about this woman that was like just going off on the convenience store owner. It's like convenience store in the hood. So you can already see everything's going on. So you already know she got like flip flops on. She got like, she dirty. She's like talking all this shit, and she's spitting the dude's face. I was like, oh my god. At that point, all bets are off there for anyone that you've just crossed. Like, but she was all up in his face, yelling at him, and I was like, you could tell he had the patience of a fucking saint. He was just like, I know why she's doing this. It has nothing to do with me. And I can tell it, because he's a, and he has to deal with that kind of shit every day, anyways. But these kids out here, man, like, they're gonna what are they gonna grow up to be like? The next leaders? They're gonna be the next leaders of corporations that don't really give a fuck about you, that want to control the world because when they were kids they had some trauma from their parents in their childhood, but then became like computer whiz kids, and they like dominate everything on there and talk all the shit they want on there, and they got a little money, and all of a sudden they're like, I don't know, man. Zen man. See, that's yeah. There's many, like Alan Watts always talks about. There's many Zen teachers. They do it different, many different types. Some are very. They play the aloof game. Some do the questioner game. Some do. Some will backhand you. It's just. Oh, nice, B. Johnson. Oh, the other see they could indefinitely do that. Indefinitely, you realize it's an indefinite thing. If people believe it, the variant. Okay, there's another variance. I think I was watching a show. It was talking about the variance. It was like people that would be outside of the normality, the variance. Oh, you know what it might have been? Oh, you know what it was? The new um Loki came out. I'm pretty sure they called him a variant in the timeline. So I don't know. I don't want to give the whole thing away. It just came out. It's really good. It's on Disney Plus, whatever. Really good show. Really good show. I didn't realize that Disney doesn't give you the whole season. They give you piecemeal. And so I was like, oh, all excited to watch the whole thing. And no, they one episode a week. And I was like, oh. And normally I would just waited it out and just watch the whole thing. But no, I watched the first episode. And the idea is there's variances in the time. There's time lords. They're controlling the flow of time. And if something goes outside of that timeline, they're considered a variant. I mean, maybe that's not what he was considered at the time, but in the show. But there was maybe another show that I watched, the variances. And now, so what they can do now with this whole thing is everything is. Oh, it just morphed. It changed. Ah, there's something else. Another boogeyman. The booger man. Yeah, for real. What's up? What's up, Melvin? What's up, Kabar? Yeah, spinning in the face is way across the line. That's yeah, years ago. It was actually, I don't know, it was college years when I was playing a summer league. It was actually like a semi-pro team, and somebody spit on somebody, and that pretty much ended the game because I was like, actually it happened twice. Somebody from that team spit on one of the players standing next to me, and I was like, you just let him do that? Like, you just watched him spit on you. And so the dude was like, did it again, like 2 plays later or something. I don't know. They were like, like beefing or whatever. And I was like, oh no, this is on. Like, that can't happen. So that turned into like a whole thing. Ref was like, I'm out of here. Game's over. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, for real. Yeah, Finn, I hear you on that. I don't know, like people just, hey, I don't know. I haven't really. I'm used to the idiocy in general, but now because people now are coming back to the city and having fun, and it's warm out, and people are getting like the people from here that know what the city is. It's kind of it's it's good. I don't know what normal. It's not. It's never been normal here per se, but it's pretty alright. And what I'm gonna do in a little bit, guys, I have so many new duck friends, and I'm gonna take you over, and you can see all of the ducks, all of them. There's like, I don't like exaggerating during a story, so I'm not gonna say 100, but there's quite a few. I'm gonna say between 60 60 and 80. So I got the geese, Canadian geese. I got the mallards, the white ducks, the regular brown ones, and then some birds and other things. Even the pigeons come through, and then I get the ones that are like they look like turkeys. They're like turkey looking ducks. They got the weird turkey face thingy going on. Anyway, so yeah, I can get them to come over and eat out of my hand, like a good 7, 8 of them now, and the rest of them it's a chaos. It's chaos. It's utter chaos. Yeah, man. Peace out, Finn. Enjoy your day. Yeah, and I'm going to also end this before an hour just so I can keep these broadcasts a little shorter, keep them a little more people so they can process them a little, so you can all digest them. Because I realize whenever we get into these and I go into like long rants with you guys, like you guys get a lot out of it, individually. But when people are like coming back to watch, they're like, it's a 3-hour show. Like, I'm gonna try to keep it more. In the future here, I'm gonna keep them more topic specific, and then we will do if anybody wants, you can always contact me for one-on-ones if you have any health related or otherwise questions, or like weirder, strange things. Yeah, Theoluminous, Theoluminous, and but these shows I'm gonna try to keep them shorter, and I'm going to be doing I'm taking everything I'm doing and basically turning it into like a classroom kind of thing now, because I'm kind of starving out here, like not starving, but like I gotta pay bills, and so we're turning it into like some sort of like. I mean, yeah, I'm still getting donations from people, but this last 2 weeks not having a channel has been kind of sucky. So if anybody wants to, feel free to donate, because I'm awesome, and you guys are awesome, and you guys like sharing. CashApp, PayPal, Venmo, it's beneath. Yeah. But other than that, good to see everybody. And if you need help with anything one-on-one, let me know. You can always put it in the comments after the show, or hit me up on that email that I gave you, Theoluminous. Theoluminous @gmail. Yeah, that's about it. As per usual, do good things, inspire the world. If you cannot do that, at least take care of yourself. Be weird, have fun, and if you guys want to come back in like an hour or so, I'm gonna go feed the ducks, and you get to see all my new duck friends. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Toodles, eat some noodles. Peace out, Kabar, everybody else. Cheers, y'all.